What's up, YouTube? This is Gilbert Lala Lakers from Dizzy Gaming, bringing you another video. This one I wanted to talk about a lesser-known league, a competitive league in Japan that is known as the LJL, or the League of Legends Japan League. It is a league that is kind of in its infancy. It's, if I'm not mistaken, their inaugural season was last season, season 4. They had 4 teams compete. I do know that, and I believe this year they have upgraded that to, I want to say, 6 or 8 teams. I don't have the exact number on me at the moment, but I definitely think that this is a scene that deserves, we kind of have a responsibility, in my opinion, as fans of League of Legends esports and the professional scene to support, upcoming scenes like this, like the Turkish League, like the Oceanic League, stuff like that, which has a lot of potential for talent. So I definitely think that the LGL or the LJL should get a little bit more attention than it has gotten so far. That's the main reason I wanted to make this video. I do want to mention as well that the first thing I want to talk about is that LJL has actually received a spot in Riot's mid-season invitational tournament. So in case are not aware, Riot has announced, due to community feedback, from my understanding, that they're going to be having a mid-season, I guess, tournament, international tournament, where people are invited from different regions, kind of like a, IEM is the first one that comes to mind. And I think that's great. The community has been wanting more international tournaments to see how this region matches this region, to see who's ahead, to see the talent from the different regions, the gameplay, the difference in styles. And this LJL is going to have one representative, so it's definitely not a bad idea to be checking it out. This team is going to be competing against some of the best in the world, one would think, from LCK, the LPL, the NA and EU LCS. So definitely, I personally am extremely intrigued by a prospect of a Japan team and a competitive Japanese league. They do not have a server yet. As I'm sure you're aware, if you follow the community, the League of Legends community, or on Reddit, they have plans. Riot has plans of setting up a server in Japan. Nothing is, of course, official yet. They haven't made any announcements in terms of dates that I'm aware of. So it's kind of soon, TM in small little letters. I'm looking forward to it. I think that that's going to be a huge thing for Japan. I'm aware that Japanese culture, from my understanding, the gaming culture, they're kind of more, I guess, used to console gaming and mobile gaming. Those are kind of like the leaders in the industry at the moment. Obviously, consoles have been around and been the leaders of gaming in Japan for, decades now. And I think that if any game, in my personal opinion, if any game has the potential to kind of bring Japan over to PC gaming and be open-minded about it and try it out and enjoy it, I definitely think that League of Legends is that game. It's the perfect esport in my opinion, but of course I'm biased. But yeah, it's kind of there for Japan, and it's kind of up to Japan if they want to accept it or not. So I definitely think that the server, once it's released, we are going to see a huge spike in the level of competition for Japan and the LJL, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. So from watching a couple games, I haven't seen a lot of games, I'll be honest, but I definitely plan to check out more in the future. I will post the link in the description below, by the way, to their official LJL website in English, as well as some low event VoDs of their games if you want to check them out, which I highly recommend. That being said, they are extremely weak on a couple areas of, League of Legends. The first one that stood out to me is mechanically. There are a couple questionable ultis coming in every now and then, questionable ganks from the jungler, questionable decision making, which kind of leads to very weak macro strategy as well. As a fan, as an observer, I noticed those are two areas that you kind of once again expect from a newer region. They although it seems that they do have some influence from other regions, which I'll get to right now, they still have a lot of room for improvement with mechanics, strategies, and it seems like infrastructure as a whole. But I definitely think that we will be seeing that improve with, them getting more seasons under their belt. As mentioned, there is a little bit of influence that I noticed. It definitely seems that a couple of the teams are taking it very seriously and kind of copycatting the Korean meta. So I noticed that Janna and obviously the Narvin is still heavily favored, which is pretty obvious. Those are very strong champion picks at the moment. So I think that's a good sign, actually, that they're able to adapt to the current meta worldwide, what mostly everyone considers meta. And it shows that they strive to improve, that they really want to win, that they have goals in mind to win the LJL and be competitive in possibly a world scene. So I definitely think that that's a plus for the LJL, and I hope that they can get the smaller things like the mechanics and the strategies, although those are big things, I guess, in looking back. But those might be smaller priorities at the moment. Right now, they're just kind of learning the game, to learning to play as a team. Detonation RF, or Rapid Fire, is the defending champion from the league. So if you're looking at kind of who's the favorite, I guess you would put a finger on them at the moment. They won last season, and they are once again one of the favorites for this season. So if you want to keep an eye on who has succeeded, it seems like that organization has kind of taken the driver's seat at the moment for the LJL, and have some pretty decent talent there. I definitely see some potential in a couple of their players. One thing I want to say, covering everything, it's a new pro scene. You got to remember that. Kind of when you watch their videos, I know I can very easily see how someone could say, why would I watch this? Like, this is not to the level of League of Legends I'm used to watching the LCS, or especially like the better regions like the LCK or the LPL. It's not at that level yet, and you kind of have to be open-minded a little bit as a fan and realize that they are not there yet. But still, I still think that there's a lot to enjoy with this league. You can still kind of see a couple of things in place where they can succeed and where there is some teamwork going on there. The casting is one thing I also wanted to mention. The English cast for I didn't happen to get their names when I was watching it. I believe one of them was Zoa. They both they both speak English. They definitely have potential for as a casting duo. One of them is extremely good. I believe it is the Zoa person as his name that he goes by, and they did good. As expected. With even the players, you got to remember that it's not just the players that are new to this. It is also the casters. It is also the production crew, and I thought the production was well made. It was still enjoyable to watch as a league fan. The casting could have a little bit of an improvement, but they seem to be very knowledgeable of the game still, which is obviously very important from a caster. So I definitely think that it's not off-putting at all. There's still some talent there from a casting perspective as well. So yeah, you guys, just want to throw out a couple quick points about the LJL. I really hope that you guys take as much interest as I do in this league. I really feel that Japan is kind of a hidden gem with gaming in the League of Legends scene. I really hope that it is successful there, and I just wanted to make this video to kind of let you guys know that this is going on, and go ahead and feel free to show your support whenever some streams or broadcasts come on. Go and check it out. Just see what you think. If it's not for you, then hey, at least you gave it a shot, and I think that helps a lot. It goes a long way. So thanks you guys for once again for watching. Remember to like the video, comment down below if you have any suggestions for video topics, anything like that. Feel free to shoot them our way. And yeah, thanks once again for watching. Subscribe for future esports content relating to League, and definitely be expecting the launch coming up soon I'm very excited for the Dizzy Gaming website to actually be coming to life. It's definitely going to be something big in my opinion. So let's make it happen, you guys. Remember to keep watching, keep checking us out, and remember to stay competitive. Later.